Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It's Mike Leffrey, King Mike L. The day is February 7th, 2021. Why is that a special day, you ask? It's the Super Bowl. Legit fantasy football. We've made it to the Super Bowl. Joining me as always is Brother Ray. Brother Ray, Super Bowl Sunday. How you feeling?
If you're a football fan, this is it. This is the Mecca. This is what you wait for all year. Doesn't matter if your team's in the game or not. It's a celebration of football.
Yeah, that's why you lift all them weights. Below me, but always above
Wow!
me.
Excuse me, I don't even know you.
M1, how are you, sir?
When he wins,
We win.
Oh,
we win.
goddamn Brady Buccaneers jersey. Jesus Christmas. Genius Kev, how are you today, sir?
Doing great, King. Spent a lot of time this morning doing some last minute analysis. Can't wait for the game tonight. Very, very excited.
Good. I got something I wanted you guys to just listen to for a second because it got me into the Super Bowl, and I wanted to make sure. Now that I figured out how to share stuff, listen. Just listen. Bang! I love that song. That's my earliest memories of football right there. That was on all the original old school LT clips. That guy that had that voice. And Lawrence Taylor. You know what I'm talking about, Brother Ray? You know that music probably best of all. You're the oldest.
Yeah, that music was actually for the Raiders. A lot of the Raiders' old highlights and Super Bowls, they always use that.
And the Steelers.
With the Raiders.
But the Steelers also, I found. That's what I kept finding when I looked it up.
But that's
So,
NFL films.
We made it to the Super Bowl. I want to congratulate everybody in this group, Legit Fantasy Football. We're actually the pioneers for this website that grew into 4 or 5 other sports. There's like a couple of different other shows just because we kept on doing what we're doing, and that's Legit Fantasy Football, bringing everybody the best fantasy advice, but on top of that, bringing you all the winners. Now, Matt, yesterday you had a little bit of a glitch. You're having trouble getting your picks up on the front page of the website. I got some of yours up. What we need to explain to everybody is that when they go to our website, they're going to see a photo. Okay? When they flip the photo over, that's how the Instagram is written. So they have to click the photo to see the other side of the photo, and that'll have like updated bets or updated picks. Like the last one that went out yesterday, Matt, you had a couple of pick ideas.
It's a five-teamer. We started out 3-0 on the 5-teamer. It was exciting as all hell going into the late night. Made for an exciting night. Took a shootout with the Ducks by the Sharks to take us down. We were on the Duck side. 2 shootouts. And then the biggest upset of the night didn't fall our way. So we went 3-2. Started out 3-0, but it was fun.
Yeah, so like to be able to do that, guys, it's a great way to stay in touch with everybody and to be able to get them, all our last minute picks. Because I use it just on like 1 or 2 games in basketball. You just got to remind everybody, keep checking the site, sign up, subscribe to the site. That way we can get you an email out to you that'll let you know if anything new has popped up. But other than that, just stay current with the site. That's really what we want you to do. Stay current with the site, especially before big games. You're either going to get something from Matt, myself, the Genius, Brother Ray, TJ, or all of us. There's going to be someone that will give you the information.
Games. They're all big games.
Let's go over a couple things first before we start this some bitch off. I wanted to go over this right here. I watched something earlier, and it was the top 10 plays in the Super Bowl. Oh, there goes Matt. It was the top 10 plays in the Super Bowl. All right. Now, I'm going to give you them. I'm not going to even show you on the video because we all know what they are. It's just not worth it. But then I want to know if you agree with the order and if you, secondly, agree, have any that are missing. Because the minute I read it, I was like, I could pick two right off the top of my head that are missing. So top 10 plays to happen in the Super Bowl. And I won't tell you the site. Number 10 was the Saints surprise onside kick against the Colts. The start of the second half. I agree that's one of the top 10 plays, maybe, right? That's good. That could be in there. Anybody have any suggestions or no-nos on that?
Change the game. It changed.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
All right.
Great play.
How about the John Elway helicopter against the Packers? That's number 10.
That's number 10, huh?
No, 10 was the Saints onside kick. Number 9 is the John Elway helicopter run against the Packers. I don't know if that should be there, but I guess it was inspirational.
Now,
number
is this
8,
playoff or is this Super Bowl?
just the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Top 10 in the Super Bowl.
Okay. Right.
Number 8 was James Harrison's pick 6.
Yeah,
Totally
I agree with that one.
Probably should be higher than 8.
Unbelievable.
I hated that play because I was pulling for the Cardinals. That was the last play of the first half, backbreaker, definitely.
Who among us would try to tackle James Harrison? Not me.
It's like a house.
I would pretend. I wouldn't wrap up.
Or dive in his ankles.
Yeah.
Just
Alligator
Right.
arm.
Number 7 was Santonio Holmes toe tap TD against the Cardinals. We
two,
agree
from
with
two from the same game. Wow.
that? Number 6. Here you go, Ray. John the Diesel Riggins run to glory against the Dolphins.
That fat piece of crap. Oh my God. I watched that. I watched the play from the beginning. Don McNeil going in motion, cornerback trips for the Dolphins, gets up, tries to make the arm tackle on Riggins. Come on, Don. What an awful game.
All right, but is it deserving, Ray, to be in that top 10?
No, I don't think so.
Well, yeah. Apparently, didn't have much of an impact on your life.
I only have to.
Well, Ray, one thing you gotta say though, John Riggins is a patron saint of white running backs, so you gotta at least throw a little respect his way for that.
Inside goes. And I would put that for psycho running backs too. Number 5, Vinatieri, game winner against the Rams. I don't know how that's the top 10 play.
I look at that.
I mean, yeah, they beat the Rams with it, but is that big a play? It's a field goal.
I think the field goal against the Raiders was much more important.
It was. We're talking Super Bowl, Brother Ray, but if we're going to talk about Super Bowl, and let's talk about this game. Before going into that game, we thought as a fan base we would need a defensive score. I haven't heard the rest of the scores, but Ty Law's pick 6 does.
Right.
If that doesn't happen, they don't win that game.
Right.
They don't win that game.
I agree.
Yeah, that's not in the list.
That's insane.
Well, Vinatieri's kick is, though. That's why. Number 4, Mike Jones, game-saving tackle at the end of the game, Titans-Rams. That's there. That tackle, definitely deserves it there.
That's a good one.
Edelman, miracle catch against the Falcons. I think
the 2 Giants catches were better than that catch off the leg.
Don't worry, they're there.
No, they're not. One is. Think about it. We're at 3.
Both of them are better than Edelman's catch off a leg. I watched that game. It's a hot wrench. It's a great play, but catch.
Number 2 is Malcolm Butler's goal line interception.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Number 1 is
what number was that, King?
What's that?
What number?
2. And I'll recap them. Because number 10 was the onside kick, the Saints kick for the second half, to start the second half against the Colts. Number 9 is John Elway's helicopter play against the Packers. Harrison's pick 6. Santonio Holmes toe tap TD. John the Diesel Riggins run to glory. Vinatieri's game-winning field goal against the Rams. Mike Jones' game-saving tackle against the Titans. Julian Edelman's miracle catch against the Falcons. Malcolm Butler's goal line interception. And number 1, David Tyree's helmet catch. Now, right away, are there any other ones that you think just shouldn't be on this list? Because I would say Vinatieri's game winner does not belong there right away.
It's funny. Sorry, that one I think, looking at it, 20 years after the fact, it probably does because it set the beginning of the dynasty up. But if you look at just that play itself, probably not. But if you look at it, from a historical point of view, I can see why it's there.
Do you have any other plays? Do any of you guys have any other plays that should be there in front of these? Because I got 2, but I'll let you guys go first. Right?
Yeah, this list, let's be honest. This list was put together by a Patriots fan. Let's be honest. That's why the Vinatieri kick is on this. Like we've all said, I mean, that kick, won the game, but it wasn't that special. Where's Super Bowl 7 when Bass blocked the field goal? The Dolphins were up 14-0, cruising. He blocks the field goal and returns it for a touchdown. Why isn't that on the list? How many times has that happened in the Super Bowl?
It's slanted.
Conspiracy stuff.
But it's slanted very, very modern. I don't even know if any of those plays, only one or two are further back than 2000. The Elway one and maybe one other Riggins, but it's definitely slanted way more towards the current ones.
What about Norwood? How come Norwood's not on that? Missing the field goal.
Matt, what plays we're missing from Super Bowl history that should be there?
For me, it's tough. Like I would say I agree with Brother Ray. The Norwood one is huge. That's a monster one. I'll go with that one. I'll just tag along on that one because there's so many games.
All right, Norwood, Matt.
The one that sticks out to me is Ty Law picking off Kurt Warner, but I could see the help was there by Vrabel too. He kind of clothesline killed Kurt Warner, and then not to sound like a Pats fan because Pats have been there a lot of times, but I don't think the Pats beat Atlanta if Dante Hightower doesn't strip sack Matt Ryan. That's got to be somewhere in there. Maybe if you could take Dante Hightower, that defensive play, and replace Holmes' tiptoe touchdown, and then replace Vinatieri's kick with the Law, because I think that there's 3 points being scored when there's a 14-point swing. The Rams were kind of going down into the Patriots zone, take those points off the board and go the other way. Instant score. They need that. The offense was stunted that year, opposed to 3 points. I would change both of those.
I got 2 that I would add. First of all, I think the pass to Manningham was the best pass Eli's ever made in his career. Never mind, even in the Super Bowl. That right there changed that whole game. It was the end of the game. They needed a spark. Bang. Then what about Marcus Allen? Didn't Marcus Allen have a run where he ran one way, stopped, reverse field, and went for a touchdown, for Christ's sake? That's like burnt into my head. How is that not above a field goal by Vinatieri? I had a hard time with this list. When I wrote it down and I read it, I was like, man, it's aggravating me. And I guess that, Ray, you're right. It is. I mean, Kev, you're right in the sense that it's definitely modern. But I think Ray might be right as to who wrote this, because it definitely has an undertone of like a Pats fan. You know what I mean? It just does. But the kind of Pats fan that would wear the Buccaneers jersey with their favorite Patriot player on it.
He wins, we win.
He wins, we win. Christ almighty. So, all right, guys. The Super Bowl. Before we do the picks on the Super Bowl, I want to we got to break down the props. I don't know how you guys want to handle the props. Is it better for us to pick the game first, so that way our cards are on the table, and then we can make our prop bets as we go through the different prop things?
Yeah, that's fine.
Brother Ray, you got any problem with that?
No problem. No problemo.
So I'm going to do this as official as Mike Lepre does things. I'm going to get out the big Sharpie. And let's start writing down people's responses.
Green for money.
Money. Yeah, dude, we got to make some today. I can't believe that stupid national anthem isn't. Honestly, God, that's my best bet of the fucking Super Bowl. It's ridiculous. All right,
I'm going to tell you guys something, right?
go ahead.
There's going to be a lot of masterful performances today, but I'm going to give the best one.
All
Out
right.
of
You know
all
what?
the talent,
You lead.
out of
You
all
lead,
the
man.
talent that I'm going to showcase today, I'm going to be the best and the most masterful. I'm going to call this game the way it's going to be played out, top to bottom. Scores from the halftime, the way it's going to score, the way they're going to score. You're going to go back and you're going to go,
And I'm
All
gonna
right.
take. So he should go last.
No, oh yeah.
So we're not influenced.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're gonna let Matt go last now.
He's got the answers to the test. I don't want to be influenced.
I'm gonna say let's let Brother Ray go first. It's always age before beauty. So,
And it's always Brother Ray first, too.
true. Yeah. All right, you don't want to go first? I'd go first. I would love to go first, me and my shirt. But I'm offering it to you.
I'll go first.
Go right ahead. What do you got in this game?
I've been doing a lot of research on this, been looking at this, looking at the first matchup. A lot of interesting stats. I think you're looking at, Kansas City playing 3-4 defenses this year. They're undefeated against 3-4 defenses. We have to keep in mind they have 2 losses, but they really only have 1 because that, their second loss was when they had the number 1 seed clinched and Chad Henne was their quarterback. So you're looking at a Chiefs team only 1 loss this year, and that loss was to the Raiders. Now, what do the Raiders have in their lineup and what they presented that day that had made problems for the Chiefs? They had a quarterback, a middling quarterback. They had a really, really talented number 1 running back, stud running back in this NFL. They had a couple of deep threats, and they had a tier 1 tight end in Waller. When I look at Tampa Bay, they have all of those ingredients that the Raiders had that day. They have a good line. They have obviously Tom Brady, which obviously is a bonus for them. They can go deep, and they have 2 talented tight ends. I would argue that Brate is as good or maybe better than Gronk right now in his career. So in looking at this, and especially looking at that first matchup, I mean, Kansas City basically scored all of their points in that first half. They had 17 points in the first, and Tyreek Hill went absolutely crazy. Okay? I mean, if you take away that first quarter and that first half, Kansas City loses that game 24-10. Okay? Kansas City did nothing. They scored 10 points in the second half, and Brady woke up and they scored points at will. You also look at the records too. Kansas City is undefeated on the road. 11 straight road wins. That is the longest active streak right now. This is a tough one to pick, but I think if you look at that first game and you look at what happened, if you take away that first quarter, Tampa Bay wins that game. Now, is Kansas City going to be able to come out that fast and do what they did again? Because obviously Tampa Bay adjusted in that game. The second half of that game, the Buccaneers won that clearly. Okay. Now I look at that team now, and I have to say they're much better now than they were then. So if I'm looking at this, and I know like earlier in the week, I was looking at the Chiefs just like I looked at them in the championship game against the Bills. Like they're just too good. They're too well coached. The Bills, we wanted the Bills to win. We wanted to come up with a reason why they would beat them, but the Chiefs were just too good. Is this the same thing? Are the Chiefs just too good? I don't think so. I think Tampa Bay wins this game. I think Tampa Bay runs the ball. I don't think Tom Brady's going to be the story of this game.
I agree.
I'm taking Tampa Bay.
So, all right. So, give me the score, just quick, just the score of the game.
I'm going Tampa Bay 28-24.
I like it.
Kev, ball to you.
All right, so I liked a lot of what Brother Ray said, but I'm gonna come up with try to hit a few different points. So the kind of way I look at it, look, when Kansas City's got the ball, what do they need to do? And everyone's been talking about the offensive line, the injuries. They're down to backups, and they've had 3 of these guys out most of the year. So I think people are overblowing that. But the last injury to the left tackle is a big one. So what do they have to do? So they're gonna have to get the ball out quick. And Andy Reid loves that stuff. And if you notice, the last game they played, their Mahomes' depth of target was 5.2 yards, which is really low for him. So they've kind of made a concerted effort to get the ball out quick, and that'll help. That's gonna. They had a really, really efficient offensive game last week against Buffalo. So I think they're going to continue that against Tampa. I think that's going to help them. The problem they have is Tampa Bay has a phenomenal rush defense. So what are they going to do there? They're not going to. Them doing standard runs. Number one, Reed doesn't like it. He's never been a run first guy. He's a pass first guy. But the way they're going to do the running is to run pass options. They're going to do a lot of RPO stuff, and that's going to that'll probably work against Tampa Bay. And the next thing they're going to do is a lot of motion and play action, because when you're going against an aggressive defense, those are some of the things you do. And they're going to throw heavy on early downs, like they have to. They've always been doing it, but it'll be a lot of short, quick passes on early downs. And one of the things that's interesting about the Tampa defense is that their pressure rate actually gets lower on third down. It's kind of strange. They actually bring more pressure. They bring pressure above league average on first and second down, but below league average on third down. So they'll actually, so if you're hitting them early and you're hitting them quick, I think Kansas City's got a good chance to kind of beat that defense, because Tampa has those good linebackers. They have a good defensive line, but I think Kansas City can neutralize all that by getting the ball out fast and doing the RPOs and spreading them out. And I think when Tampa Bay has the ball against the Kansas City defense, the thing that I worry about with Arians and Leftwich is that they have to go against their tendencies. Like if they're conservative on first down and they hope conservative on first down and second down and hope Brady bails you out on third down, it's not going to work. Kansas City's a good third down defense. They like to bring pressure. But one of the things the Bucs don't do that they need to do more of is, again, motion and play action. Same thing that Kansas City needs to do, because Brady's a lot better with that, and it's from the time in New England, and the Kansas City defense is worse against it. So, but that's not what they typically do. So if you see in the game that the Bucs are throwing on first down, I think they have a really good chance to win. If they're just handing it off like they normally do, they're going to be in trouble. And then the other thing, Brother Ray brought this up, the tight ends. I think if they can run big sets, like 12 personnel, one running back, 2 tight ends, and you force Kansas City out of dime, because Kansas City is in dime more than any other team. They like to have 6 defensive backs on the field. But if you have Bray and Gronk out there in big sets, they're going to have an extra linebacker out there. And the Kansas City linebackers aren't very good. And I think Gronk will have a bigger game than Bray, because if they keep him in line but send him out on routes, that's a big weakness for the Kansas City defense. So I think they could work it there well. And then the last thing I want to talk about, last 2 things. How does Tampa handle pressure? The big matchup to watch is going to be Chris Jones against Aaron Stinney. And Aaron Stinney's their right guard. He's just got brought up by the practice squad. And Chris Jones could have a monster game against him. So they're probably going to double team him with their center. But that'll create, that might create mismatches other places, especially with the way that Spagnuolo brings pressure. So watch Chris Jones. He could have a big game. And then Frank Clark, maybe he dials it up. If he can dial it up for one game, he hasn't been having a great season, but if he can bring some pressure on the outside, I think Kansas City could put Brady in a lot of problematic situations. And then the last thing I'll say, and Matt M1 mentioned this in the last on the Thursday show, is Godwin has to have a big game out of the slot. And they figured that out in the first matchup. He had a good second half. So I would say if he has a monster game and they're passing on early downs, they have a chance. But I just don't think they're going to pull it off. In the end, I'm going to go Kansas City, I'll say 31-24. So that's my final pick. But those are kind of all the different angles I'm looking at.
Nice. Maddie, what do you?
I do believe, Kev, that they are going to have to be forced to make the early throws, be a little bit faster. I don't think that's what's going to happen here is the Buccaneers are going to be running a lot of that dime package. They're going to have the 4 rushes, Pierre-Paul, Shaq. Vegas don't lie. And if you go and you look at first sack of the game, you got Shaq Barrett and you got JPP for first sack of the game. Both of them the high favorites. I believe that Patty Mahomes is going to be running around with just those 4 rushes, and then they're going to be basically dropping 7, not respecting the run. And what we have here, the matchup of the day, I believe, is basically Tom Brady versus Andy Reid. It's funny because throughout the season, you had Bruce Arians, who was like a parent with their kid with training wheels off for the first time. And then the kid's like, get off of me, man. I've been through, I know what I'm doing here. And finally, when he broke away, he looked back at Coach and his dad, and he's like, see, I've been doing this. I can do this. I believe, like Brother Ray was saying, you're not going to see Brady be the focal point because he doesn't necessarily have to be. When we look down the tail of the tape with both of these teams, offensive line is with the Bucks. The defensive line is with the Bucks. You got Frank Clark and Jones over on the on KC, but you got a Fad Fossum on the other side. The linebacker is with the Bucks, and I would say the secondary is with KC. But I think Tom Brady, I did believe that to start the week that Chris Godwin would need to have a big day, but I don't believe that anymore. I think he's going to have an average day, but I think the tail of the tape is going to show you, like I said on the last program, that Tom Brady is going to take Tyler Johnson and he's going to showcase him, not only because he's going to be going against the weakest of the corners in the secondary, but also because the transition into the new year, we're only a few months away from the start of the new year. I think Godwin's going to be gone, and I believe that Taylor Johnson is going to be the next piece that, and not for nothing, he's a great find in the 5th round. I think any team would love to have Johnson. But when we look at the KC Chiefs, they seem to sputter or kind of get slow out the gate. You can't do that. And I think that's a case of Andy Reid, Patty Mahomes even. And if Tom Brady beats Pat Mahomes in this game, which I do believe happens, this will be 2 out of the 3 biggest games of Pat Mahomes' career. He lost to Tom Brady. Tom Brady knows how to beat Pat Mahomes, but he also knows how to beat Andy Reid. KC is a very, very good team, but the Buccaneers have exactly what it takes to beat KC. I think I'm going to make a bold statement when I say, when you look at the prop bets, go with the double result. I think the Bucks are winning at half, and they finish it at the end. And the score is 31-20. The half score is 17-10. This score will never be in question. The Bucks will score 24-10, and the Chiefs will score 24-17, and then the Bucks will score 31, and then you're going to have a field goal, but it's not going to be very much in question. I think that you're going to see KC sloppy. They can't. When you look at KC and when they struggled against Cleveland, it was because Cleveland could run against KC and that 22nd ranked defense against the rush. The Bucks can do that. Fournette can do that. Buffalo couldn't take advantage of the 9-point lead that they had because they don't have a Zach Moss or a very good back. That's my take.
You're on mute, Dick King.
But you are handsome.
And I'm back. Well, what? I'm sorry I missed that. I'm probably glad I missed that. Ray, Tampa Bay 20-24. Kev, Kansas City 31-24. Matt, Tampa 31-20. The over-under, I believe, is 56. So does that mean that nobody thinks it's going to go over?
It's an
You're
under.
all under 56. You're all under 56. So you all have the under? Yes? Okay.
Yes.
Can I just say one thing, and I'll make it quick? Vegas had this, and it was bouncing from 3.5 to 3, 3.5 to 3. It's been sitting at 3.
Yeah.
Everybody I know is saying Chiefs, 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 Chiefs. If that was the case, it wouldn't be sitting at 3.
Oh.
And I do believe that that's a trap. And half the country, if not 75% of people, will be on the Chiefs. I guarantee that.
I completely disagree. Right now,
Ooh.
Vegas is eating up people betting Tampa. Everybody and their brother is jumping on the Tampa Bay bandwagon to
I disagree.
look at it right now. Look at the money that's put down on both teams and tell me who's got more money put
Well,
down
the
on it.
spread was 3.5, and it's at 3. So that tells me, that
They have more
people
money
were
put
hammering that
They
3.5.
put more money on the Pats. If it drops, that means they put more
The
money.
Pats. Where the Pats playing?
I'm sorry, the
man.
Bucks. It's the same damn thing.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Wow. And what?
Tell us how you really feel.
It's the
Baited
same
you.
thing. Fans
No.
are the same, people the same thing. Anyways,
You're
So-
right, but King, hold on a second. You're right because right now I just bet Kansas City -3 at -105. So they're trying to get they're trying to get Kansas City money. So there's a lot of money today going on Tampa.
it's going on Tampa. Everybody's going on Tampa. So I look at these two games, and I want to get caught up in the whole feel-good story that is Brady and all this stuff and his workout, people saying how he works out and he's incredible, all this stuff that's been going on. I want to get caught up in all that bullshit, but I won't. I absolutely
More handsome today. He's more handsome today than he was as a rookie.
Did I interrupt you with any
I'm
good-
sorry, but have you seen his golden hair?
You gotta mute him.
Look, let me know. Jerk. He's a jerk. Anyways, here's what's gonna happen. Two good teams gonna face off in Tampa. Tampa has the home field advantage. Everybody's gonna feel happy about that. I think Brady gets aggravated early and often with his teammates and lets his aggravation show. I think what you end up having is, after all this is done, after 2 weeks of all this bullshit hype over every angle we can think of out of everything we can say, he's just not going to stop the fact that the best team in the NFL right now at this moment, probably for the next couple of years, is the Kansas City Chiefs, period. This game will be a high-scoring game, but one where the Buccaneers will not be able to keep up with the Kansas City offense. The final score of this game, Chiefs 42,
Oh,
Tampa Bay 24. 42-24. Obviously, I like the over. Now that we all have picks, two of us are with KC, two of us are with Tampa. Let's do MVP of the game. Let's start with the two Tampa Bay guys. Matt, who's your MVP for Tampa?
well, I think I know.
What?
Brady. He's gonna go with Brady. I
No.
can feel it. I can feel it.
Nope. Absolutely
All right,
not. I have a feeling it's going to be a different leaf this year. It's not going to be what we normally see. It's not going to be a QB, and it's not going to be
He
a
goes over
running back. I would go. I want to say that Patty Mahomes, like I told you the other day, he's going to fumble in the money zone. If we see Levante David or somebody
Right.
pick that up and scoop it and go the other way, that could be a case for it right there. But I believe I'll go with Fournette as an outside window. Fournette. I say he gets 2 scores in maybe he gets a talk. I just don't see Brady as being dominant on force, and maybe Fournette goes for a buck 40, buck 52 scores.
All right, Raymond.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think Tampa's defense is going to play well. I think Ronald Jones is going to have a great game. I think I've been saying that all week.
Yeah.
As far as their defense, I love David. He's a little nicked up. I think Devin White is the next Ray Lewis. I think he's going to be that good. I think he is going to really step up today, and he's going to have one of those games. He could be one of those dark horses to kind of make some money and pick as your MVP. But let's be honest, guys. If the Buccaneers win this, there is no way that Tom Brady does not get the MVP. There is no possible way. He's gotten it how many times? And that won't even be the MVP of the game.
But he's been robbed twice. He's been robbed twice. Not twice, because I think Edelman might have deserved it at that time, but the Deion Branch one, he absolutely was robbed. And I could see that actually happening. If I have Tyler Johnson go off for 2 scores, like I think he could, and he takes one like a long way or something, he could be that the long shot, like you said with David. But I don't know. I don't know if Brady has to be that guy. I do think that there's a hole on that KC run D, and I could see Fournette. I could see Fournette taking a 40-yarder or a 50-yarder. Could see that.
Ray, who is your MVP? Brady?
My MVP is Brady. If they win, it's got to be him.
Yeah, it's gonna be Mahomes. For me, it has to be Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes. If Kansas City wins, like I think they will, and they put up some points, unless Travis Kelce has 225 yards and breaks some tight end records, it'll be Mahomes. Oh, that's your guy.
That's yours.
Yeah.
That's my guy, Travis Kelce, Super Bowl MVP. That kid's gonna score 2 touchdowns today. Put your money on him. He's gonna have a big game. All right, let's go over a couple of quick. I'm gonna go with a couple of props. Hopefully, you guys have some props in front of you, but I'm just gonna drop a couple of quick props on you, the basic ones. First of all, I know it sounds silly, but I'm gonna ask: heads or tails? Who wins the toss? So it's either you got to pick heads or tails, and then tell me who wins the toss. Like the Patriots or Buccaneers or the Chiefs.
It's gonna go down like this. Chiefs are gonna get asked. They're gonna lose the toss. The Bucs are gonna defer.
So Bucs defer. Chiefs get the ball first. All right, but what is it? Heads or tails? Matt.
Heads.
I like heads. I like heads.
All right, Matt said heads. Ray.
Heads.
Kev.
Tails, of course.
All right. Who wins?
Can I make a comment quick?
Sure.
What M1 said was actually I disagree with that a little bit because Tampa Bay's been accepting the ball when they win the toss, and Kansas City's been deferring. So there was actually a bunch of people that hammered who gets the first possession on Tampa, so much to the point that it's at minus 265 now. You can't even bet it. It started off at like minus 110, and now it's at minus like 265. So that was like a heavy bet pros made because Kansas City's been deferring and Tampa Bay's been accepting. So it was but obviously it could be different today, but that's just a trend.
That sucks. That's probably why they get rid of I'll be dead honest. That's probably why they get rid of someone is bleeding back. So that's why they get rid of the anthem. I really think that people all started to bet under because, I mean, literally there's video evidence of this girl. She just does not sing it over 2 minutes. Just doesn't. Just even close. So if that prop comes up again, because I've seen it on TV, people advertising it, I can't find it on any of my betting sites. Like, I really want to go in heavy on her singing under. Like, it's just from watching her do it. You know what I mean? She just can't sing it over 2 minutes. So, all right, let's go with Tyreek Hill. Here's what I wanted to do. Tyreek Hill, over or under 93.5 yards. That's a great one for me because that, to me, tells me how the game's going to go. If you like it, if you don't like it. I think he's over 93 yards. I think him and Kelce both eclipse 100 today. That's how I see the game. But we'll start with you guys. Matt, does Tyreek Hill have 93.5 yards receiving today?
I would go with the over.
All right. Matt's over on Tyreek Hill. Ray?
I'm going to go under. He had 230 plus last time they played. And I'm going to guarantee you that one of the top things they're going to look at, I mean, Bowles is going to look at, we have to take him out of the game and let other people beat us. Also, Kelce had 8 for 82 in that first game, which is a below average, no touchdowns. That's a below average game for him. He's averaging 100 yards and a touchdown almost every game. I'm going to go with the under with Hill. I think they're going to take him out because if they took him out in that first half in that last game, they would have won.
Kev?
Yeah, I'm going to go over. I think, well, Brother Ray is saying I agree with what they're going to try to do, but like I said, I think it's going to be all short passes, and I don't think anybody can prevent Hill from catching the ball. Then he's just going to break one or two. Like they're going to get on the ball within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, and then I think he'll be able to make some plays that way. But I agree with they're going to do whatever they can to stop him from catching deep balls. But I'm going to go over.
Okay. I'm also going to go over on the heads call. Let's go now to this next one. Team to record the first sack Brother Ray.
I already got the person. It's
Right.
JPP. I got the individual recording the first sack. So it's gonna be. I mean, think about that right off the bat, right?
Individual.
I thought about who potentially will get sacked first. Well, I like Brady's line, and we have a problem here in KC. So I got JPP. Even if, like your question was, what team will get the first sack? All day long, I like Tampa Bay. So if you got Tampa Bay, I'd say take Tampa Bay. I got JPP. But JPP and Shaq Barrett are both the two guys who are expected to get the first sack of the game.
I'm going to jump in, go second right here, and I'm going to tell you that I'm going to take KC to record the first sack because
Which is nice odds.
Mahomes has been sacked like what, once? Like, I mean, like, literally, how many times has Mahomes been sacked as comparison to Brady? Like, if they close the corners and get someone up the middle, he will just go down. He's not going to break away from the thing and try to extend the play. There's none of that with Brady. Brady gets any pressure up, he goes down. I remember the first play in the second Super Bowl against the Giants. He threw it down the middle of the field, and it turned out to be what would you call it? Intentional ground.
Yeah, in the end zone.
But there was a guy coming down on him. He was going to get hit. He was within a step or two, and Brady felt him. But it was a clear call. When they threw the flag, I questioned it. But then when I saw the replay, it was a safety. That dude was going to hit him, and he threw the ball to nowhere.
I think KC gets the first sack. Ray?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's Kansas City. I think Spagnuolo is going to bring pressure all day. He knows how to beat Brady. He's going to try and pressure him up the middle, and I think they're going to get the ball first, Tampa. So I would go with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Kevin?
Chiefs. You guys have already said it all. Chiefs.
Okay.
I disagree. Spags does not know how to beat Brady. He has his troubles with Brady. He's beat Brady twice, but he's got losses against him too. They're actually almost 500 with him. And I don't believe KC is going to want to stunt. They might bring people off the edge, but they're going to probably sit back and see the play made in front of them. But I don't think you want to, unless it's like King said, up the middle. You don't want to be really pressuring Brady, I don't believe.
The KC defense, one of the things that I was looking into with their pressure, they have the most unblocked sacks in the league. Like, they bring all creative ways pressure. You're going to see slot blitzes. You're going to see all this kind of crazy stuff, and someone's going to get there and just
you got him.
They're going to get a few that are free rushers. But
see, you might see that, and then once they get burnt by the blitz, only a few times, and I'm telling you, Brady has murdered teams that want to blitz him, murdered them. So I know what you're talking about. I've seen KC. I know what they do defensively. I know how and I like the aggressive stunts that they put on. It's going to be great because, honestly, I think that if I was to tell these two teams, Tampa Bay feels better about themselves the way they close that game out.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, M1? Like one of the best things about this game is that Kansas City doesn't have a great defense, but the things they're good at hit the Bucs' weaknesses. Like, if they were playing a different team, they would be more exposed. But like they bring pressure. Brady doesn't like pressure. They have really good defensive backs. The Bucs, have decent receivers. Like, the only way they don't match up is the linebackers against the run game. But I think it's going to make for a really, really good game because of the way they match up.
Just having Spag as a defensive coordinator just tells you what they're going to do. Like, if they don't get pressure on Brady and if they don't sack him and hit him early, they'll lose the game. That's how every game is with Brady. If you don't hit him early, if you don't sack him early, you're going to lose.
Yeah, you got to smack him.
Yeah.
You have to. You absolutely have to smack him. You have to make him
easier to smack than Mahomes is, just based on who they are. So that's why I'm going with them on that one. This next one is this is a good one. Will both teams lead in the first half? There's a lot of points on this one.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, this is a good one, though. This pays. Will both teams at one point lead in the first half?
No.
All that is a field goal and then a touchdown from the other team, and bang, you're done.
Nope.
It's very rare.
Matt says no. It's not gonna go back and forth.
Yeah, I would say it's very rare, King. Usually, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's usually one team comes out and the other team is usually really tight, and then one team will take the lead. But you see second half, definitely, I think, going back and forth, but not first half.
I'm gonna go with it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
King,
go with
what are the odds on it? Is it -110? Is it like is it something crazy? Like is the no like -200?
no. It was plus minus. It's not favorite. It's plus 500, 600, something like that. I wrote it down. It was plus like
What's plus? Both
What?
teams have which side is plus? I'm just curious. I'm gonna
Whole
say
thing
both. I'm
is
gonna say.
the whole bet is that both teams have to take the lead at one point.
When you
the
say
whole
yes or no, if you say yes or no, is the yes is like plus 500? Okay. Yeah, I think you're muted, but whatever. I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna
yes.
say yes.
Yes, yeah, is exactly plus whatever.
Okay, so the odds are that it won't happen, but I'll still go with that. It will.
Then me too. For some reason, I get the feeling it's going to be like 7-3 or 10-3, and then 13-10, 20-10.
Or what you said, 3-0, then 7-3, and then you hit it like you said.
Right there. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go to this one. Brady's first pass. Incomplete. Complete. I'm going to say complete. I think that's one of the best bets you can make all day long. His first pass will be a short check down to get himself going. That, to me, is one of those ones I wish I could You can't parlay these stupid things. I hate the fact that you can't. But I love Brady first pass to be complete. Matt?
Complete.
Raymond?
Yeah, complete.
Kev?
No, I'm going complete. It's going to be something low in the dirt over the middle. And he's going to look pissed off and grumpy.
So you want incomplete?
Yeah, complete.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
You're the only one with that one. All right. Then this is the big one. I noticed that the most money to win is made off of that guy Hardman, the wide receiver from the Bucs. Right? He's like plus 5,000 right now to be the first TD scored.
Oh wow!
Someone make the point to me about him being the guy to take, because why wouldn't I put $5 down on him scoring the first TD? He returns the kicks, right? He scored one last week, even though he doesn't score regularly. Matt, tell me about this kid. Is there a chance he scores first?
No.
But
I like him.
Bland, yeah.
I like him, but that's Travis Kelce territory if they're down there. And I think you know, as much as I like Hodman, Watkins is back, and they I wouldn't put $5. I like Tyler Johnson big time today. I'm feeling Tyler Johnson. Huge
all right,
day.
so first TD from both teams is all I'm going to do this to make it easy. Matt, you're saying Tyler Johnson from the Bucs?
First touchdown of the game is Tyler Johnson.
All right. Who would
I
score
also
the first
put
touchdown
aside.
for KC?
I put two. I like Tyler Johnson's odds, but I also got Fournette as first touchdown scored. I think that could happen. But I got if it's KC's first touchdown, it has to be Kelce.
Okay, perfect. So I wrote Tyler Johnson / Fournette and then Kelce. Right? First TDs from each team?
I'm going to say if it's the Chiefs, I'm going to go with Watkins. He had a good game last year.
Yeah, he's a sneaky pick.
And that's something that Andy Reid likes to do. You know, he likes to go. They'll target that receiver or that running back that nobody's keying on. For Tampa Bay, I love Jones. I think Jones can catch the ball out of the backfield, or he can pound it inside the red zone. Before we get to these other picks, two teams that Kansas City almost lost to this year that weren't that good. Carolina Panthers, they barely escaped that one. The Miami Dolphins, they barely escaped that one. Tua had a really good game. Two players in that game that gave them problems: Curtis Samuels and Lynn Bowden for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
They attacked them out of the slot, out of the backfield, over the middle. They also were susceptible to the tight end over the middle in those games. Gesicki had 2 touchdowns. Tampa Bay is strong in that area, and I think Jones is going to be the one attacking out of the backfield. And they have Brown, and they have the fastest player in the NFL. All right, who can be that I think is going to take advantage.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just say this though. Tampa Bay also almost lost to the Giants. So it's not like Tampa Bay hasn't had their games where they almost lost to inferior teams because they just didn't play correctly. Like, we didn't do nothing special but play defense. We hit Brady. Even in that one game, if you watch it, they bumped Brady around, and it was enough to keep the Giants, who were pitiful at the time, in the game. So
I remember that game so well. The Giants were so ugly in that game.
Mhm.
The offensively, they were mute, and they were in that game every step of the way.
they punched them in the mouth and kept punching. That's the way the game went down. It was like a fist
It
fight.
was like a second grader fighting a first grader. It was horrible to watch.
Who do you got
All
for
right.
your first two TDs?
I'm gonna go with on Kansas City. I'm gonna go with Mahomes running one in from like inside the 5 or the 10 or something, and then for Tampa, I'm gonna go with Mike Evans because Brady loves him by the end zone. But Ray, that's what I mentioned, brother Ray. When I brought up earlier, I mentioned Gronkowski versus Brady because Gronkowski will be operating over the middle and Godwin in the slot. I mean, I think I think that's going to be how they have to attack.
If Tyler Johnson is the first to score, which I would love, I have him down for scoring 2 touchdowns, $20, plus
What is that?
8,000 odds. I'd win $1,600.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
nice.
the odds. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but if he scores first, it could very well happen. Like I said, Brady loves to attack the weakness of the defense, and I feel Tyler Johnson has a great day.
Let me ask you guys this: who are the Chiefs going to use as their goal line back today? Who's your goal line back today?
Pat Mahomes.
Bell?
Yeah, exactly. Mahomes. What are they going to do? Darrell Williams or Clyde or Edwards-Helaire? They don't really have a goal line back. I mean,
that's one of the reasons why I think they lose this game. They don't have a short yardage game.
So my point is this: if they don't have a goal line back, which I think is what I'm trying to prove, that just it strengthens my beliefs with Kev that Mahomes runs it in from the 1 or 2 yard line, because what you're telling me basically is that if we get it down to the 1 or 2, our QB is our best option to run it in. Is that right, Kev? Is that kind of what we're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it'll be like that sprint right thing they always run, and Mahomes scored on it already in the playoffs at least once.
Let me also point out, guys, and I know this doesn't mean anything because this is the biggest game, and people are going to play injured. They're going to do whatever they can, but he's already elected to get off-season surgery on his foot.
Oh yeah,
that came out today. So he is obviously injured. Obviously, it's the Super Bowl, and you do what you need to do, but I think Helaire is going to be their goal line back. I think if he's healthy, I don't think Andy Reid's going to mess with that. I mean, he started the year with him as the bell cow. And he's pretty good in the red zone. He's tiny. He can get through the crease. You can't see him. He doesn't have a lot of power, but he can score. He can score those touchdowns.
And he has potential.
I like him as the goal line back for them.
He has potential also to have a huge day, Ray. Like if he gets going early in the game, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, like out of the backfield, catch, block for Patty. He
does not have the potential for a huge day. No one has been out to run on Tampa Bay.
I'm not saying just running. I'm saying running, receiving, everything it is that he does. Goal line work if they let him do it.
One of the biggest surprises of the Super Bowl last year was the KC's usage of Damian Williams out the backfield. He sucked at catching balls. He had a marvelous day that game. But I look at that Super Bowl, and actually I look at over KC's overall success in the playoffs underneath Andy Reid's tutelage and with Patty Mahomes, and they have a lot of cases for hiccups, stuttering, and I just don't think you can do that today. And I think going against the master, when we see Brady, it takes a damn tough outage from the whole team to be any Tom Brady led team. We've seen it in the Super Bowls. Took unbelievable games, and I think it would have to take an effort. I mean, honestly, I was thinking this even earlier, and you guys could be as upset as you want. I believe that Philadelphia Eagle team is better than this KC team. Better, I do. They have better backs, probably better overall offensive outage, but that defense was better too. And I think that I don't think we see that type of effort from the KC Chiefs.
I think all of these comparisons are off because we're all assuming they're the Patriots. Like everything that I know, it's like, yeah, that's what they do. Well, that's what he did back then. He was with the Patriots back then. He's now with the Buccaneers.
This is the best offensive team he's ever been with. Ever.
No.
Yes.
No. The Patriots team that lost undefeated.
Don't say 07. Absolutely not. They had a Randy Moss who went over the top and a Wes Welker, and that's it. And then their number 3 option was Stallworth. No.
They had Gronk.
No.
They had Gronk, Hernandez, and Randy Moss. It stopped.
Lawrence Maroney was out of the NFL in no time. He's not a good back. Lawrence cousin Maroney was not good.
So the 2 tight ends, Moss, Welker. You're trying to tell me that you'd rather have Evans and Godwin. I don't agree. He just dropped.
Yeah.
But I don't agree on that. I don't know. I like it. I tend to like what he's got. Let's see. I don't mind getting anything from him. Let's see. No, he didn't text me. So I don't know why he dropped so much. What do you guys plan on doing as far as your picks? Are you gonna Kev, you can't parlay anything, right? You can't parlay these props.
You can't parlay props, but you can parlay other stuff. I don't have any. I have a bunch of stuff in already. I did. You want to know what I did or no?
No, I want to know first for you. First, tell me what you can parlay, then tell me what you did. Because
you can only parlay like team stuff. You can parlay over under. You can parlay the line, or you can parlay money line stuff. But you can't parlay props typically.
That stinks. It does. But, all right, yeah. Give us some while we wait of what you picked.
So I did Gronk over 30.5 yards. I did Chris Godwin over 75.5. I did.
Hold on. I'm back. Wait, whoa. Yes. Yes.
I did Darrell Williams under 29.5 rushing yards. I did result of first possession, a punt, because I'm assuming Tampa gets the ball first and it doesn't score, they punt. I did first half total under 27.5. And then give me 1 second. I did highest scoring half, second half. I did Chris Jones over half a sack. Brady over 25.5 completions. Gronk over 2.5 receptions. And first offensive play from scrimmage or run.
Nice.
And I like I said, Kansas City -3, right? I did that too.
Yep. And you have the under. I'm going over. Right? You got anything that you like?
I mean, looking at the props, I probably would say Mahomes. I mean, anything you can get with Mahomes there being over in every category. I think they're going to be behind, and I think he's going to be lighting it up. I haven't looked at him yet, but I think Patty Mahomes, all of those thresholds, I'm going mostly with the over. I think Brady, for me, I don't think they're going to rely on him. So I'm going to be heavy with the rushing attack. So I would go rushing yard Tampa. I would go definitely with the over there. And I actually think, there could be the potential for a special play like a pick 6 today. I think you could see that at some point today. So I would probably take that one, a pick 6 in the game.
See, I agree with this. The team that makes the most mistakes, most interceptions, whatever, turnovers, will definitely lose this game. I think it's too close for a team to have anything like that happen. Like if they have 1 or 2 interceptions, it's going to be costly. Matt, do you have any quick prop bets that you want to throw out?
Yeah, I got JPP as the first sack of the game. I love that. Shaq Barrett's also he could sneak in there. I got the double result, which is not something I really would ever feel comfortable, but I see it today. I just see like how I feel about the whole coaching aspect. I think it's coaching. I think it's Andy Reid. Andy Reid had a little bit of success, but before he had that success, he couldn't do it in the big game. And I do think he outcoaches himself. Sometimes it's almost like this, right? I was watching the San Fran Super Bowl last year, and Andy Reid almost lost that game. But it took a Kyle Shanahan who outcoached himself in the Super Bowl against the Patriots because he went for the throat. Imagine Jimmy Garoppolo didn't. We all know that if Jimmy hits Emmanuel Sanders, they win that game. But how about a first down? How about bleeding the clock? Tom Brady knows how to do this. That's why I like the double result. I think KC stumbles out the gate. Tom Brady gains control, and then they manage it throughout. I don't think you can mess around with a Brady-led team against Andy Reid. I think Brady's going to have the answers today. So double result, JPP first sack, and I love Tyler Johnson today. So I like Tyler Johnson today. So whatever they got him as yardage, I probably would go with the over there as well.
So, couple things to quickly wrap this. First of all, did you guys see the Terrell Owens tweet again about McNabb, because they're still going at it? They still have a heat relationship. Well, he texted something about, it was at one of the wide receivers that played with them at the time. He said something along the lines of, like, just don't let our quarterback go out and get hammered tonight. Because apparently what T.O. claims is that McNabb was drunk from the night before. and that's why he threw up in the huddle during that last drive. Now, some people on the team said they didn't see him puke. Some people said they saw him vomit everywhere. And then a couple people even said it stunk like booze. So on that last drive where they were running no huddle, imagine you're T.O. and you're coming up to the huddle, and McNabb's trying to tell you the play, and he's going, bleh.
And he's got a broken ankle. And he's got a broken ankle rocking out.
Yep. And you're drunk. It's like he was.
Well, I don't know if you guys seen, but Philly looks to be retracting a silly mistake, because I would have never moved on from Nick Foles after showing the guts that he did in the Super Bowl. And, of course, I got the statue out there. It looks like they're trading Carson Wentz to the Bears, and they're going to be getting Foles back in Philly. So I like that.
Are you fucking?
I don't.
Foles is terrible.
I do. It'll be a nice backup. Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts can take the lead, and Foles will be a great backup, as he always been. Right? If that's the case, if they want him to be the backup, he might be leading the way for Jalen for about a year. Who knows?
Man, I don't know about that one. But Mike Evans.
Why does everyone hate Nick Foles?
Because he sucks.
I don't get it.
He had one magic run. Look at him this year. He outplayed Trubisky. Outplayed him this year. Look at the stats. Look at the efficiency numbers. Trubisky played better than Foles this year.
Because I'm a big believer is as much as you know the study book and the playbook, you'll be that on the field. And he knew Philly's offense. That's why he came out and he showed out when he did. But if you got the answers to the test, you're good. But if you don't know where your plays are going to be, it's tough to look good out there.
That's true. I agree with that.
Matt, I just sent what you said to Tom Brady via text. He doesn't agree with me.
I bet he wishes he had that Super Bowl back, because I'll tell you, that's a tough one.
Is that the burner phone, King? Is that the burner phone, or is that his cell phone now?
No, that's right before he smashed it. Right, he just found out about the footballs being too light, and now he's going to smash it.
So yes, King Michael, I would take that. I would take this Pats offense over that 07. That 07 Pats offense was overrated. Randy Moss is not going to fight over the middle for any pass. Mike Evans is tougher than Randy Moss. Tougher. Yes.
Wait a minute. You just said Mike Evans in the same breath as Randy Moss, and it really actually caught
and I'm a big believer like this, right? Mike Evans could have a Hall of Fame career, but the fact that he has not had his career yet is the reason why you say that. But Randy Moss, being as unbelievable as he is, never wanted to go over the middle, and if the play wasn't going to him, would take the play off. Defenses caught on to that, the way he was lining up. If you're going to be a fake poker player, I want you to be faking it on every play, or else you're not really being a team player. Randy Moss was not a team player. He's quit on teams. Is he exciting? Is he an unbelievable dynamic player? Yeah. But does he do every route? No.
All right, so I'm going to totally disagree with you. I'm going to send it over to Brother Ray to respond to that. First, however, this is the Mark Jackson card I keep telling you about. If you notice, to the left right here are the Menendez brothers. So right before they killed their parents, they stopped by the garden to take a picture from Mark Jackson's photo of card. Cracks me up. Ray, Randy Moss, not tougher, not the best, all that stuff he just said. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, let me first say, I'm sure Knick fans will probably wishing the Menendez brothers kind of went after Knicks ownership and management instead of their parents. But having said that, I mean, Mastradamus, I respect his opinion. I do not agree with his assessment of Randy Moss. I think Moss is one of the best wide receivers to ever play. Yeah, he didn't have the work ethic of Rice, and he could have been the best of all time easily if he had the work ethic and the discipline that Rice had. But he had the best given gifts of any receiver to ever play and suit up. So and that offense on paper was one of the best of all time. They broke every single record. So that's what I got to say about Moss.
The thing with Moss is Moss didn't run other routes because he didn't have to. Like, when you're so fast that you can get open whenever you go deep, why not? Like, you help the team by spreading the whole offense out. The defense has to spread out to play you. So if you're asking Moss to run in the slot and do like little quick 3-4 step catches, that's not who he is, right? I don't know. I'm a big fan of Moss. So, guys, what do you guys think about what's going to happen with the commercials tonight and the whole halftime special? Because, like, I've watched the commercials less and less and less. I haven't found a good one in a while. They all seem boring to me. And then, secondly, do we know who's performing at halftime? Yeah, we should know, but I don't know yet.
The Weeknd.
I haven't Googled it up.
Is it The Weeknd?
Who?
The Weeknd.
Oh, Jesus.
So now, isn't that one guy who calls
I
himself
can't
The
hear
Weeknd?
anything.
Is that what it is? Is it one guy? He calls himself
it's
The
one guy.
Weeknd?
Yeah.
What a dumb. It's a dumb name because it sounds plural. Weekend reminds me of plural.
That's
It's
what
like
I
calling
thought too.
yourself The crops. Like the crops. What do you mean the crops? How are you the crops? There's only one of you. You know what I mean? Like that, it's just weird. The tomatoes. Why not just a tomato guy? I wanted to be bigger than that. Why not Saturday afternoon? Nah, I'm going to take the weekend. You know what I mean? It's like, what's your thought process, dum-dum? So we're expecting him to sing the national anthem tonight. Does he have any special guests like they've all been having so far the last couple of years? Last couple of years, they sing like 2 or 3 notes, they flex, and then they bring other people on, and they just ruin the whole halftime thing. So he's got no guest stars, nobody else good to look forward to?
I think there is. I don't know. I don't pay attention to any of that.
I was hearing it's this band called SOC. I don't know if you've heard of them before.
Yeah, that would never happen. Would never happen. Yeah, that just threw me off track. Yeah, that would never happen. All right, so halftime, what do you guys do? You guys just go get more beer and you eat? Like, is that your halftime strategy? Is that what you do?
Yeah,
right?
Completely. Yeah, pretty much. Completely disengage.
You rebet though, Kev, don't you? Don't you look at halftime stuff?
Yeah, look at it. Yeah, but I'll be checking a lot live stuff too.
Matt, you got a good day ahead of you for the Super Bowl? Matthew, is your day ahead of you planned out well for the Super Bowl? Raymond.
I can't hear a word you guys are saying.
Who are you talking to?
You can't hear me right now at all?
I can hear you good, but you guys sound like you're on something.
Yeah,
How about now? How about now?
I'm going to try and leave and come back in.
You do that. Whew. You guys, anything special today for the...
Yeah, I mean, depending on what happens in the first half, like with my bets, I could end up looking like Axl Rose at the beginning of the November Rain video, where I'm just naked in the snow with a bottle of whiskey and a gun. That could be me at halftime, depending on those bets.
That's a lot, Ray. That's more information I thought we need. I would just be a little unhappy, and I'd probably go get more dip. Call me crazy. I don't know. Axl Rose in the snow. Jesus Louise. God almighty. What's going on here?
How big are your bets, Ray? That's what I want to know. Like, does your wife know about this?
Yeah. I'm an empty nester now, Kev. I'm an empty nester. Kids are away. Another Ray's going to play.
Yeah.
Tell you what, there's something to be said about that empty nester shit, because it's like when you realize the kids are out of the house, you look around and you're like, what do I do? What am I going to do now? And I tell you what, thank God I love my wife, because if I didn't, I'd turn around and be like, I got to get the out of here. Because you hit an age where the kids are gone. My kids are 17. They're going to be in high next year. They're seniors, so I don't see them at all sometimes. So you realize, you look at that other person, you go, all right, I've been living with this person for a long ass time. and they helped out. They were great as a parent. They had a great time raising these kids. Now what? And if you don't really love that person, it's like, all right, I got to fuck. I'm out. And I don't know where you would go nowadays. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. Look at my shirt. Where the fuck am I going? Right? Where am I going? Answer: nowhere. All right.
Maybe you just put a lock on the third floor door, and that's your spot to get away.
Or Axl Rose naked in the snow.
Yeah. Well, there's always that option, right?
That's
so. To wrap this up, kind of, the website's been doing phenomenal. We all got to get on the Instagram kick. Remember, it's Legit Fantasy Sports at Instagram. It's just that name. We will constantly send updated info on our website through Twitter. So the second thing down shows Twitter. You want to click on our Twitter pictures. It'll have the information on the outside. The newest is always the first one in line. So that's the most recent time. I wish I could get it time stamped. I'm working on that. But you want to click on the first picture. For the four of us, I gave you guys the account. If you need the password, let me know. But throughout the day in the Super Bowl, it would be great if you all made posts on the site during the Super Bowl. We all check in on the same Instagram account. When you're done with whatever you say, just put your initials so we know that. Like, I don't want like a Matt rant having like Kev's name at the end of it or Ray. Just go. You know what I mean? So make sure you put your own name.
Neither do I.
Make sure you put your own name at the end of your rant. So, in conclusion, Ray says 28-24 Tampa Bay and the under. MVP Tom Brady. Kev says 31-24 Kansas City and the under. Mahomes is your MVP. Matt says 31-20 Tampa wins with the under. Fournette is your MVP. And the King Michael, the most underrated, most unrespected guy when it comes to picks, 42-24. KC with the over. Your MVP is Travis Kelce. Guys, is there anything else you'd like to add? We made it to the Super Bowl. People are going to go out and put money down. It's exciting. I feel weird that we all gave them this. We split completely 2-2. However, it went 3-1 on the over-under. So pick a head that you like out of these four heads and go with their bets, okay? Is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap it up? Raymond.
I'm very grateful for the resilience of the NFL to get through this season this year. I didn't think it was going to happen, and I'm very thankful that we're actually playing the Super Bowl. So very happy that we're at this point.
I agree. Matthew.
Muted, buddy.
Now you're muted. Hold on. Try now.
Pat Mahomes is a very, very great player, but what he's going up against is greatness. And what we're witnessing is something that we will never see again. And we're going to see a willpower like no other. I believe Tom Brady wants this game more than he's ever wanted any other game. And that's the craziness of Tom Brady. He's still hungry.
All right. Kev.
I agree with what Ray said about being mute. I think mute Matt. He's echoing. Yeah, so I agree with Brother Ray about getting to the Super Bowl and being a little surprised that it worked as smoothly. The one thing that I just want to say is that we got the two best teams, and I would have preferred Green Bay, Buffalo, but I think Tampa and Kansas City are the two best teams in the NFL right now. I think it's going to be a great game. I think they match up. The matchup is going to be very interesting to watch, and I think it's going to be a really, really fun game. But I think what I think is going to happen the second half, I think the Kansas City is going to start pulling away. Spagnuolo keeps bringing the pressure. Brady throws a bad pick, and that ices it for Kansas City. That's how I see it ending.
Here's the one thing I want to bring up. We all know how old Tom Brady is, right? We're not no one disagreeing on how old he is. That's just a fact. I would not want a 40-something-year-old guy in the Super Bowl. I think age will finally show a little bit today. I think he's going to get blitzed so much, if they do it right, that he's going to show his age, because he will not be able to get out of the way of that blitz. He will just go down. I think today's the day we finally say Tom Brady is not the same guy he used to be, and then we celebrate with our Chiefs memorabilia and whatnot that we ordered maybe from the NFL.com because we wanted to celebrate. You know, I don't know, maybe not. My point is this. You will find out today why Patty Mahomes is the best player in the entire fucking NFL, hands down. Take him over anybody. That dude is going to win the game. It's going to be high scoring. They both going to go. And like you said, Kev, KC pulls away in the second half. I have it at 42-24. Don't be surprised if the first half isn't like 14-17, 14-14, something silly like that. And then bang, the second half happens. KC makes 2-3 touchdowns. And it's history, gentlemen. And we couldn't do nothing about it. So, anything else for a wrap? Because we just got out every single thing we needed to get out. I think we officially dropped in. Any more bets you want to throw? Are you good?
I'm good with the bets.
Kev?
No, I'm good. I got everything out I wanted to get out.
May?
Good day, gentlemen.
Guys, listen. Make sure you put your updated info on the website, legitfantasyfootball.com. Someone stop me. Legitfantasysports.com. Legitfantasysports.com. We will be updating throughout the day. I'll put up some I'll put up some prop picks. All of us will interact with you throughout the day. Thank you for helping us grow this fantasy football into fantasy sports and beyond. We appreciate all the likes. We appreciate all the comments. Keep them coming. Stick with us. Just because this is the Super Bowl does not mean we stop doing football. We will continue doing football for the rest of the year. For the rest of the winter, we'll be talking free agency. We'll be talking the draft, everything. So it doesn't end here. It's almost like it's just a new beginning. So for me, Mike Lepre, King Mike L, Legit Fantasy Sports, enjoy your Super Bowl. If you have any questions at all, hit us up on the Instagram account, and we will get back to you. Thank you, gentlemen. Enjoy your day.